Endocrine disruptors, mercury contamination, and chemical burns have all been linked to some of America's most trusted anti-aging creams. That jar sitting on your bathroom counter right now, the one you smooth across your face every single morning and every single night, it might contain parabens flagged by European safety committees, retinol concentrations strong enough to tear through your skin barrier, and preservatives that interfere with the medications keeping you alive. If this cream has been part of your routine for 5, 10, 20 years, everything we found has been absorbing into your bloodstream that entire time. Today, we're breaking down 7 anti-aging creams that failed to protect you, including 2 that most people consider gold standards. Plus, the 5 brands that actually tested clean and earned their place on your skin. The #1 spot goes to a brand built entirely on infomercial deception. Coming in at number 7, Olay Regenerist, the drugstore classic, the brand your dermatologist probably never warned you about. Olay Regenerist promises microsculpting and visible wrinkle reduction powered by aminopeptides. It sits in nearly every pharmacy in America. It's the cream millions of women over 50 reach for without a second thought. But turn the jar around and read what they don't put on the front of the box. Synthetic fragrance compounds. Methylparaben. That second ingredient is the one that should stop you cold. The European Commission's Scientific Committee on Consumer Safety flagged methylparaben as a potential endocrine disruptor. That means it can mimic hormones in your body and throw your entire system off balance. For anyone managing thyroid conditions or on hormone replacement therapy, or families sharing skincare products across generations, this isn't just a bad moisturizer. It's a chemical saboteur working against the very medications your doctor prescribed. Olay is owned by Procter & Gamble, a company worth over $300 billion. They could reformulate tomorrow. They could remove every paraben, every synthetic fragrance, every questionable preservative. They choose not to, because your skin is their profit margin, and the profit margin looks great. Open that familiar pink jar, that thick, slightly sweet-smelling cream. That fragrance isn't luxury. It's a cocktail of undisclosed synthetic chemicals designed to make you feel pampered while your endocrine system absorbs the consequences. Olay Regenerist costs around $28. That's $28 to disrupt your hormones twice a day, every single day, for as long as you keep buying it. Microsculpting on the label. Endocrine disruption in the jar. That was the drugstore favorite, but surely a brand that calls itself dermatologist recommended would be safer. Think again. At number 6, ROC Retinol Correxion, the gold box, the clinical language. The phrase dermatologist recommended stamped across every product like a medical endorsement. ROC has marketed itself for decades as the retinol brand doctors trust. Older consumers seeking clinical-grade results at pharmacy prices have made ROC a staple in their nightly routine. Then independent consumer groups started testing what was actually inside. They found retinol concentrations high enough to cause significant skin barrier damage without adequate buffering agents. The very ingredient supposed to renew your skin is concentrated enough to destroy it. The brand has faced complaints filed directly with the FDA over severe irritation reactions. Not mild redness, not temporary sensitivity. Chemical-grade reactions on faces that trusted a doctor's name on the box. Here's where it turns dangerous. For anyone taking blood thinners like warfarin or daily aspirin, or people recovering from minor surgical procedures, retinol-induced skin thinning dramatically increases bruising risk. Your skin becomes paper thin. Cuts don't clot, wounds don't heal. What starts as a wrinkle cream becomes a medical liability. ROC charges premium prices for that dermatologist-recommended badge. But recommended doesn't mean monitored. It doesn't mean tested on your skin type, your medication list, your health profile. It means a marketing department paid for an endorsement and printed it on a box. Squeeze the tube. That sharp, almost acidic smell. That's concentrated retinol hitting air. Spread it on your hand and feel how fast it absorbs. Too fast. No buffer, no gradual release, just raw retinol diving straight into tissue that's already thinning with age. Dermatologist. Recommended. FDA complained. Your skin paying the price for both. If the dermatologist recommended brand is that aggressive, at least the one that claims to replace Botox would be gentler. Wrong. Number 5 is Strivectin SD Advanced. Better than Botox. That was the tagline. 4 words that moved millions of jars off shelves and into the medicine cabinets of people desperate for a needle-free alternative to injections. Strivectin claimed its peptide technology was originally developed for stretch marks and worked so well it could replace injectable treatments entirely. The promise was irresistible. The science was a fantasy. The FTC and the National Advertising Division challenged Strivectin's clinical claims directly. They investigated and found the marketing had outrun the evidence by miles. Independent lab analyses revealed the active NIA-114 peptide was present at concentrations unlikely to deliver anything close to the advertised results. The magic ingredient was barely there, just enough to list on the label, not enough to change a single wrinkle on your face. Better than Botox, worse than honest. But the deception isn't even the most dangerous part. Strivectin's formula contains niacinamide derivatives that, in high topical doses, can affect blood glucose readings. For anyone managing diabetes and checking glucose levels daily, or people with compromised kidney function already monitoring multiple medications, a face cream that quietly skews your blood sugar numbers is not a cosmetic inconvenience. It's a medical saboteur hiding in your nightstand. You adjust your insulin based on readings that your night cream corrupted. Your doctor changes your medication because the numbers look wrong, all because a jar promised it was better than Botox. Strivectin costs between $70 and $90 for a peptide that barely exists, for claims the federal government challenged, for a formula that can interfere with diabetes monitoring. $90 for a lie wrapped in clinical packaging. If this helps you stay safer at the store, hit subscribe. It's free, and it means you'll never miss these exposés. You just saw what premium pricing and bold claims are hiding. So surely a brand backed by the biggest name in healthcare would be different. Not even close. Number 4. Neutrogena Rapid Wrinkle Repair. Johnson & Johnson, the name behind Band-Aids, baby shampoo, and the most trusted healthcare brand in American history. When Neutrogena puts rapid wrinkle repair on the shelf and stamps dermatologist recommended on the box, people believe it without question. People trust it completely. People apply it to their faces every single night without reading a single warning. In 2021, Johnson & Johnson issued a voluntary recall affecting several Neutrogena aerosol products. The reason was benzene contamination. Benzene, a known human carcinogen found inside products made by the company Americans trust most with their health. The recall covered aerosol sunscreens, but it exposed something deeper. A supply chain riddled with contamination issues serious enough for the company to pull its own products from shelves. Meanwhile, Neutrogena's retinol formulas have drawn their own FDA adverse event reports. Chemical burns, persistent redness that lasted weeks, skin reactions severe enough for consumers to file formal complaints with a federal agency. Now think about who's using this cream every night. For anyone on blood pressure medications like ACE inhibitors that sensitize the skin, or people managing rosacea who chose this brand because the name felt medical and safe, you're layering concentrated retinol onto skin that's already chemically compromised by your own prescriptions. ACE inhibitors can cause photosensitivity. Retinol causes photosensitivity. Stack them together on aging skin and you're creating chronic inflammatory conditions that no anti-aging cream can reverse. Twist open the cap. That clinical, almost hospital-clean scent. That's not purity. That's fragrance engineering designed to trigger trust. Benzene in the sunscreen. Burns from the night cream. The most trusted name in health just became the most dangerous name on your vanity. Drop a comment if Neutrogena is sitting on your bathroom counter right now. Let's see how many of us have been trusting this brand with our skin. See the pattern? Drugstore brands cut corners. Premium brands hide behind clinical language. So where does that leave the legacy names, the ones that have been in your family for generations? Let's find out. Number 3. L'Oreal Revitalift. Dermatologist validated. Firming and wrinkle reduction. Pro-retinol and hyaluronic acid. L'Oreal Revitalift is the cream that budget-conscious consumers have kept in their medicine cabinets for decades. It's affordable. It's everywhere. It promises results that sound almost scientific, and it's been caught lying in multiple countries around the world. L'Oreal has faced regulatory actions across the globe for misleading anti-aging advertising. Not in one country. In multiple jurisdictions where regulators looked at the claims, looked at the evidence, and said this doesn't add up. The promises on the box don't match what's inside the jar. But misleading advertising is almost forgivable compared to what lab analyses actually found inside. Synthetic colorants, fragrance allergens including linalool and limonene, two compounds the European Union classifies as contact sensitizers. Contact sensitizers don't just irritate your skin on the surface, they train your immune system to overreact. Each exposure builds the response until your body treats a face cream like a foreign invader. For people living with eczema or psoriasis, already fighting daily skin battles, or anyone on immunosuppressive medications where the immune system is deliberately dialed down. These sensitizing ingredients can trigger systemic allergic reactions that extend far beyond your face. Not just a rash, a full-body immune response that worsens the very autoimmune conditions you're already managing. L'Oreal is worth over $200 billion. They could remove every contact sensitizer from every formula tomorrow. Instead, they sell you linalool dressed up as luxury. Open the jar. That floral, slightly chemical sweetness. That's a sensitizer entering your bloodstream through the thinnest skin on your body. Dermatologist validated. Regulator punished. Your immune system caught in between. We're getting closer to number 1. And the next brand on this list has been deceiving people longer than any other cream in America. A lot of people switched to the next brand thinking they were avoiding everything we just talked about. They weren't. Number 2, Pond's Rejuveness. The name your grandmother used. The cream that's been on American shelves since the early 1900s. Pond's isn't just a brand, it's an heirloom. Mothers passed it to daughters. Daughters passed it to granddaughters. Over 100 years of trust built into a blue jar that costs less than $10. That trust is built on a century of silence about what's really inside. Pond's Rejuveness. Anti-wrinkle cream uses alpha-hydroxy acid and collagen. Sounds reasonable, sounds like science. Then the FDA started testing certain Pond's branded products, specifically imported formulations. What they found was mercury, not metaphorical poison. Actual mercury contamination detected in products bearing the Pond's name. Mercury, one of the most toxic heavy metals on Earth, in a face cream people apply twice a day, every single day, for years. For anyone already managing kidney disease and filtering toxins through compromised organs, or people on blood pressure medication trying to keep their numbers stable, mercury accumulates. It doesn't wash off. It doesn't metabolize cleanly. It builds up in your kidneys, your liver, your brain tissue. Daily facial application means daily mercury exposure, absorbed through skin that gets thinner and more permeable with every year past 50. Even the domestic formulations that haven't shown mercury contamination rely on heavy fragrance masking and AHA concentrations with no adequate pH disclosure for consumers. You don't know how acidic the product actually is. You don't know if it's safe for your skin type or your medication profile. You just trust the blue jar because your grandmother did. 100 years of trust. 100 years of silence. The most dangerous thing in your bathroom isn't the medicine cabinet. It's the cream sitting right next to the sink. The next brand on this list built its entire empire on one of the most deceptive marketing campaigns ever aimed at older Americans. And it's the worst on our list. Number 1. Crepe Erase. If you've ever watched daytime television, you've seen it. The dramatic before and after photos, the powerful testimonials from real women, the promise to eliminate crepey skin with a proprietary TrueFirm complex and plant-based extracts. Crepe Erase didn't just sell a cream. They sold hope to people who felt invisible, people who covered their arms in summer, people who stopped wearing sleeveless tops because the mirror made them feel old. They took that vulnerability and turned it into a subscription trap. Thousands of complaints to the Better Business Bureau. Thousands. Not dozens, not hundreds. Thousands of people who ordered once and couldn't stop the charges. The FTC scrutinized their auto-ship billing practices, the kind where you order a trial and charges keep appearing on your credit card month after month after month. For anyone living on a fixed income or Social Security, or people managing monthly prescription costs already stretching every dollar to cover medications, these unauthorized recurring charges aren't just annoying. They're financially devastating. But the money isn't even the worst part. Independent analyses found the active ingredients at concentrations too low to produce the structural skin changes they advertised on television. The TrueFirm complex, barely present. The plant extracts, window dressing. You paid for transformation and received decoration. And buried in the formula are dimethandrolone and plant estrogen compounds. Hormonal ingredients in a cream marketed to postmenopausal women. For anyone on cholesterol medications like statins, or people with hormone-sensitive conditions monitoring cardiovascular risk after menopause, these compounds can interfere with the very medications keeping your heart beating safely. Squeeze the tube, that thick, almost waxy texture that sits on top of your skin rather than absorbing. That's not nourishment. That's filler designed to make you think something is happening. Nothing is happening except the charge on your credit card. Hope on television, hormonal interference in the jar. Unauthorized charges on your bank statement. Crepe Erase made millions selling desperation back to the people who felt it most. What's the worst anti-aging product you've ever wasted money on? Drop it below. Let's see which brands keep coming up. 7 brands. 7 jars of broken promises. From Olay's endocrine disruptors to Roche's skin-shredding retinol. From Strivectin's phantom peptides to Neutrogena's benzene-tainted parent company. From L'Oreal's immune system sabotage to Pond's century-old mercury secret. And Crepe Erase, the infomercial empire built on desperation and deception. But don't give up on your skin entirely. 5 brands prove it's still possible to treat aging with honesty, with safety, and with real science. Check your bathroom counter right now. If you see any of those 7 brands, it's time to replace them tonight. Safe pick 1. CeraVe Skin Renewing Retinol Serum. This is what retinol should look like when a company actually cares whether it hurts you. CeraVe formulates with 3 essential ceramides and encapsulated retinol that releases gradually into your skin over hours. That word, encapsulated, is everything. Instead of dumping raw retinol onto your face the way ROC does, CeraVe wraps it in a slow-release delivery system that lets your skin absorb it at a pace aging tissue can actually handle without breaking down. The brand was developed with dermatologists, not just endorsed by them for a marketing fee. It carries the National Eczema Association seal of acceptance. It's fragrance-free, paraben-free, non-comedogenic, and it has published clinical data backing every claim, not just promises printed on a box. Open the tube. No perfume hits you, no synthetic sweetness fills the air, just a clean, almost neutral serum that absorbs evenly without that burning tingle that ROC and Neutrogena users have come to mistake for effectiveness. That tingle isn't your skin renewing itself. That's your skin barrier screaming for relief. CeraVe doesn't make your skin scream. For anyone on blood pressure or cholesterol medications where skin sensitivity is already elevated, or people whose dermatologists have warned them away from harsh actives, the ceramide barrier repair actually strengthens your skin while the retinol works underneath. Your skin gets stronger and smoother at the same time, instead of trading one problem for another. It costs around $19, less than Strivectin's $90 fantasy, more effective than Olay's $28 endocrine disruptor. $19 for retinol that actually works without destroying the skin it's supposed to save. Safe pick 2. La Roche-Posay Redermic R Retinol Cream. If CeraVe is the gentle workhorse, La Roche-Posay is the pharmaceutical answer to every broken promise we expose today. This brand uses pharmaceutical-grade retinol combined with thermal spring water rich in selenium, a natural antioxidant that soothes reactive skin rather than setting it on fire the way concentrated retinol does in cheaper formulations. Recommended by over 90,000 dermatologists worldwide, not through paid endorsements but through clinical trust earned over decades. Tested at French pharmacological laboratories with the kind of rigor most American drugstore brands would never invest in because it cuts into their profit margins. No synthetic fragrance anywhere in the formula. No parabens. No contact sensitizers like the linalool hiding in L'Oreal Revitalift that trains your immune system to attack itself. Spread it across your hand and feel how it absorbs evenly, smoothly, without the waxy resistance of Crepe Erase or the aggressive bite of ROC's buffering-free retinol. This cream respects your skin because it was built for skin that's already been through enough. For anyone managing diabetes-related skin sensitivity and watching every product interaction carefully, or people on immunosuppressive drugs whose skin barrier is already compromised by their own treatment protocols, the selenium base provides anti-inflammatory protection that actually guards fragile tissue instead of attacking it. It costs around $40, less than half of what Strivectin charges for phantom peptides and federal investigations. 3 times the science, 0 the deception. $40 for retinol backed by pharmacological testing, not marketing taglines. Your skin doesn't need promises anymore. It needs proof. This is proof. Safe pick 3. Neutrogena Hydro Boost Fragrance Free. Yes, Neutrogena again. But this is a completely different product from the rapid wrinkle repair we exposed earlier. Hydro Boost Fragrance Free strips away everything dangerous about the Neutrogena retinol line and focuses purely on hyaluronic acid hydration, without any of the aggressive active ingredients that cause those FDA complaints. No retinol burning through your skin barrier. No chemical exfoliants stripping away what little protection aging skin has left. No fragrance irritants triggering sensitivity reactions. No active ingredients that interact with the medications half of Americans over 50 take every single day. It's non-comedogenic. Dermatologists tested with real clinical oversight, not just a stamp on the box. Dye-free. And unlike the Rapid Wrinkle Repair line, this formulation has no reported FDA adverse events in its fragrance-free version. None. Zero complaints filed with any federal agency. For anyone on diuretics that dehydrate skin from the inside out, or people with kidney concerns who need deep moisture without any chemical interference from their skincare routine, Hydro Boost provides genuine replenishment without a single ingredient that fights your prescriptions or complicates your treatment. Open the jar. That clear, gel-like texture almost like water suspended in place. No scent, no artificial color, no chemical sting hitting your fingertips. Just pure hydration that absorbs in seconds and leaves skin feeling plump and alive rather than coated in wax or suffocated under petroleum. It costs around $20. $20 for the one Neutrogena product that actually does what the brand name has always promised. Sometimes the fix isn't anti-aging at all. Sometimes it's just water, delivered right to where your skin needs it most. Safe Pick 4. Vanicream Moisturizing Skin Cream. Most people have never heard of Vanicream. That's because they don't spend money on Super Bowl ads or celebrity endorsements or influencer campaigns. They spend it on the formula. Vanicream was created by Mayo Clinic-affiliated pharmacists specifically for patients with the most sensitive and reactive skin on Earth. Free of dyes, free of fragrance, free of lanolin, free of parabens, free of formaldehyde releasers, free of every single chemical irritant that fills the jars we just exposed over the past 15 minutes. It carries the National Eczema Association seal of acceptance and has been clinically recommended for post-surgical and post-radiation skincare in oncology settings. That means oncologists trust this cream on skin that's been through chemotherapy and radiation. Dermatologists trust it on skin recovering from surgical procedures. If it's safe enough for a cancer patient's damaged and immunocompromised tissue, it's safe enough for your face. For anyone undergoing cancer treatments or managing autoimmune conditions, or people taking multiple daily medications where every chemical interaction matters, Vanicream delivers zero risk of inflammatory responses or medication interference. Scoop it from the tub. That thick, white, completely unscented cream. No floral notes, no clinical smell, no synthetic attempt at luxury. Just moisture, pure and simple. It feels clinical because it is clinical. Designed by pharmacists. Tested by doctors. Trusted by the sickest patients in the country. It costs around $15 for a full pound of product. $15. Crepe Erase charges $60 a month for hormonal interference. Vanicream charges $15 for pharmaceutical-grade safety that actually works. Safe Pick 5. EltaMD UV Daily Broad Spectrum SPF 40. Every anti-aging cream exposed today treats wrinkles after they've already formed on your face. EltaMD prevents them from forming in the first place. This isn't a treatment masking existing damage with peptides and promises. It's a shield stopping damage at its root cause, photoaging from ultraviolet radiation, the single biggest cause of wrinkles, age spots, and skin cancer in adults over 50. EltaMD combines transparent zinc oxide sunscreen with hyaluronic acid in a formula recommended by the Skin Cancer Foundation. No parabens, no fragrance, every single batch independently tested for UV protection accuracy, not self-reported by the company, not claimed without verification, independently confirmed by outside laboratories. For anyone taking photosensitizing medications like statins, blood pressure drugs, or certain antibiotics, or people whose prescriptions make their skin burn twice as fast as it did 10 years ago, EltaMD provides verified daily UV defense that directly prevents the accelerated skin damage those medications cause. Squeeze it onto your fingertip. That sheer, lightweight texture that vanishes on contact. No white cast, no greasy residue, no chalky film sitting on the surface. It disappears into your skin and starts protecting immediately without announcing itself. It costs around $36. $36 to prevent what every other cream on this list tries desperately to reverse after the damage is done. The smartest anti-aging move isn't fixing wrinkles after they arrive. It's never getting them in the first place. EltaMD understands that simple truth. The other brands just want to sell you the repair. 7 brands exposed, 5 brands that earned your trust with real science. Your bathroom counter tells you everything about who's actually protecting your skin and who's profiting from it. Subscribe now, and if you're watching on TV, tap your remote so you never get blindsided by another dangerous product again.